This is Robert Kraft, and I'm your host on SNN Network. And joining me right now is John Ripplinger. He is the VP of Corporate Affairs at Imaflex Inc. It's a publicly traded company. The symbol is IFX on the TSX Venture, and Imaflex will be presenting at our upcoming virtual event, the SNN Network Canada virtual event, happening December 7 through 9, 2021. To register and see that presentation, please go to canada.snn.network. And with that, John, thank you so much for joining me today. How are you doing?
Hi, Robert. Thanks for having us on today. It's good to be here.
It's great to have you. So this is our first time doing it. Well, listen, we've known each other for many years, but this is our first time doing an interview together. So can you start us off with a quick overview and history of Imaflex, and then we'll go from there?
Sure, I'd be happy to. So Imaflex manufactures and sells products for the flexible packaging in the agricultural space. You can't go into any food store, drugstore, et cetera, without seeing some form of flexible packaging. And we're in almost, if you look at flexible packaging, almost every consumer product out there. Now, Imaflex primarily focuses on the food industry, and it actually been recognized as an essential vendor in both the USA and Canada because of the important role that we play in protecting and preserving food. Now, the company was established back in 1994 by 3 individuals, and those individuals are still with the company to this day. They bring in-depth experience in the extrusion business, as well as in the converting business itself, and converting being the printing and bag making side of the operations. Now, we have 3 manufacturing facilities, 2 of those being in Quebec and 1 in Thomasville, North Carolina. The company is profitable. It has a healthy capital structure. In fact, it's a cash generator. It has a track record of growth, and it had revenues of about $87 million in 2020. Now, when you look at the company a little bit closer, we primarily manufacture then polyethylene films for converters. Converters, again, being those guys who take the film and they make the finished product, bread bags, soil bags, wood chip bags, etc. Now, we focus mostly on the food industry, as I said, so frozen food packaging, meat packaging, dairy packaging. And because of this, we're primarily in a recession-resistant sector because people will continue to buy, obviously, food products during an economic downturn. Now, in addition, what we do is we take the waste that we have in the manufacturing process and we make industrial products, so bags and rolls, Gaylord bags, garbage bags, etc. And in addition, on top of this, we take our US operations, which has got fully converted operations out of that facility. So we do the extrusion, the printing, and the bag making there. And we offer our customers a fully integrated solution from the extrusion itself to the finished product with the printed material on it. And finally, we offer as well a whole spectrum of agricultural films, from your traditional mulch film to barrier films, to metallized films, and in addition, films such as compostable films. Finally, we have one other agricultural film that is really a new product under development at the company here, and that's a film that releases active ingredients into the soil in a very safe, timely, and cost-effective manner, replacing the need for chemical fumigation. And we're pretty excited about that product. I think we'll be talking about that a little bit more later on.
Very good. Thank you for that full overview and look at the company. I mean, what would you say makes the company unique and different compared to your peers out there?
Yeah, well, a key market differentiator for us would be that we have a staff of chemical engineers and a chemist on hand that allow us to offer those customized solutions to our clientele. And we've worked with global brands in the development of products. In fact, it was a global brand that actually originally approached us with the concept of Advaseal. I just actually want to talk about Advaseal as well, because I think that is a product that makes us stand out from our competitors in the sense that it really is an innovative next generation solution. So Advaseal, what it does exactly then is it replaces the need for chemical fumigation. So what growers do right now to get land ready for growing season is they come along and they'll fumigate the land with pesticides, so fungicides, nematicides, herbicides. And this is subject to overdosing, underdosing, requires protective gear. And frankly, a new approach we feel is needed that is more environmentally friendly, more cost effective, and more productive for the growers themselves. And that's what Advaseal is all about. What we've done is we've worked with a firm called Fujifilm in North America operations. And we've come up with a coating solution whereby we coat our film with these pesticides. And that film is then placed on the ground, just like growers do today, and they've been doing for the past 30, 40 years. They take that film and they place that film on the ground, and those chemicals are released into the soil in a very safe, timely, and cost-effective manner, replacing the need for chemical fumigation. So what it does is it is cost effective. It's more productive for the growers because they're no longer fumigating the land. And obviously it's good for the environment. In fact, in an an independent study, that we did, the grower standard was using 660 pounds of chemicals per acre. We reduced that chemical consumption by 95%. So that's a huge savings for the growers and a huge savings for the environment. Now, the last thing I wanted to point out in terms of how we're different would be the fact that we specialize in smaller orders, customized solutions, and quick turnaround time. So when you look at some of our bigger players, they're not interested in the niche market that we've carved out in that area there because it just doesn't make sense for them, but it does for us. And we typically turn orders around within 7 days, and we can offer our clientele those customized quick turnaround solutions that meet their needs. And so it's been a good, healthy recipe for success for us.
Very good. All right. Well, to close this out here before I let you go, what would you, from what you can tell us, what would you say are some of the company's value catalysts now going into 2022?
Yeah. So for 2022, really 2020 was a transformational year for Imaflex. We grew stronger by every measure that you look at: profitability, revenues, et cetera. We really did a good job from that, and that's carried forward into 2021. First half of the year results were again very positive. We'll be announcing our results come next week in November, end of November. And so what we want to be able to do is to continue to build off that momentum that we've had. We've purchased additional equipment over the past few years. We want to be able to capitalize on that equipment, a new printer, new extruder. Going forward, what we could continue to do is buy additional equipment for the company itself. We could also look at small tuck-in acquisitions that make sense in terms of size, fit, ease of integration, et cetera. So those are the types of things that you should be looking at for the company. And most importantly, I think what we want to focus on is that Advasil film. That film itself, as I mentioned to you, we want to make sure that we file the registration package. It has to have US EPA approval. The Environmental Protection Agency has to approve that film. That will be done hopefully within the next year, and then we'll be able to commercialize that product going forward. And as I mentioned, if it is successful, it will be transformational, not only for the company, but for the industry as well. So we're pretty excited about the business overall.
Very good. Well, John, with that, where can our audience go and find more information on Imaflex?
Yep. So they can go to imaflex.com, and all the contact information is there. The investor profile, et cetera, is there, or investor presentation, and my contact information as well.
Very good. Well, John, thank you so much for joining me today. I really do appreciate it. Good luck. Stay safe. And I look forward to our next update.
Thanks again for having us on.
Thank you, John.